Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks and welcome back to another episode of Box Office Chat. This is the show I break down the top 5 domestic box office results, see where each movie landed, and see how well each movie did. So let's get started. Number 5 was once again Until Dawn, making $3.8 million this weekend, bringing its domestic total to $14 million and its worldwide total to $34 million. So it was able to hold better than I thought it would. It was actually able to stick around longer than I thought it would. I think the film's saving grace really was just that Revenge of the Sith was only in theaters for about a week, because otherwise I don't think this would be in the top 5. But still, 52% hold for a movie that hasn't received the best reception from people. That's not so bad. And also another saving grace for it is that the movie was not that expensive. It only costed $15 million to make. It's already made most of that back already, and it's already doubled that worldwide. So the movie's in the clear. The movie's good right now as far as that goes. But still, though, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This movie is still not doing ecstatic. It did good. It made its money, but it just hasn't broken out. I still think the word of mouth is very, very mixed. I don't know too many people who are going out to see it. I think it got definitely overshadowed by the other big horror movie that's out right now, and just not a lot of love for or really interest in this movie at all outside, I think, diehard fans of the game, and even then they weren't really excited. So, well, yes, still impressive that the movie was able to make this money. It's still making the money it needs to. It's still nothing too spectacular for this movie. It's just kind of coming and going, if you know what I mean. Number 4 was The Accountant 2, making $9.4 million this weekend, bringing its domestic total to $41 million and its worldwide total to $66 million. So unfortunately, I think this film really just suffered from just the overcrowded market. I just think this movie just got swept under the rug because it faced a pretty steep drop this weekend, falling 60%, which isn't what you want to see, especially after how last weekend, while it didn't open high, but it had a really solid opening. It pretty much matched the first film's opening identically, which is insane for a sequel after 9 years. But unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like the interest is expanding, the anticipation or the word of mouth is really like getting out there. Unfortunately, I think there's just a lot more, there's too many other better looking movies, more appealing movies than this movie that are taking away from this movie's thunder, unfortunately, and it's causing this movie to get swept under the rug. Still, though, the movie's not doing terribly. It's just less than $20 million away from surpassing its initial $80 million budget worldwide. Then we have to see if it can double that. Apparently it's going to be releasing in more international countries further down the road, so hopefully that gets it to where it needs to, because as we head into the summer, I do worry that this movie's just going to keep getting ignored and passed by the other bigger movies that are gonna eat up the movie theaters during the summer. So yeah, definitely a concerning performance right now, performance this weekend for the film right now. Still, it doesn't seem to be like in any like real danger, but this is definitely concerning. We'll see where it goes from this point forward, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Number 3 was a Minecraft movie, making $13 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $398 million and its worldwide total to $874 million. Minecraft still doing excellently. I don't know how much of this was attributed to the chicken jockey screenings that they were doing. I haven't heard any news about those theaters getting those specific screenings being too rowdy, so hopefully that wasn't a large amount of this weekend's gross for this movie. But still, really impressive that this movie continues to hold as well as it's been having, obviously being the big kids movie out right now since King of Kings has lost steam after Easter, and obviously we still got a lot of time before Lilo and Stitch in a couple weeks, so movie's making the most of its time right now. Many families this is their only option right now to go see a movie at the theater, so they're making the most out of it. And because of that, it is about to become the second film based off of a video game in history to surpass 400 million domestically. Absolutely astonishing feat. Still don't think it's going to get to Mario, obviously, but still, this movie cracking that milestone was unheard of when those early trailers dropped. So the fact that it was able to do this is absolutely insane. And on the worldwide side of things, not only is it just less than 30 million away from the $900 million milestone, but it's also obviously slowly but surely approaching the $1 billion milestone, becoming once again the second video game film in history to do so. Again, huge accomplishment. We're probably going to see it get there a bit slower than I think we were hoping it would, because I do think it's starting to slow down a bit internationally. Again, it's still doing really well, still making a lot of money, but the hype has definitely started to dwindle a bit. But still, it's definitely cracking that milestone. It's just only a matter of time to see how soon it can get there. Yeah, honestly, still a fantastic performance for a Minecraft movie, still showing no signs of stopping anytime soon. Not much more else to say here, really. Number 2 was Sinners, making $33 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $179 million, and its worldwide total to $236 million. So despite the fact that there was another Marvel movie out right now, the fact that we have officially kickstarted the summer movie season, the fact that it pretty much lost all of its IMAX screenings to said Marvel film, the film still knocked it out of the park this weekend. Not as well as last week, but still, for a horror movie, this is unbelievable. It only dropped 28%. Keep in mind, with the X factors I just mentioned, that is incredible to see here for this movie. This is truly a league of its own. This movie is pretty much unstoppable right now. Like, the fact that it's went up against a new Marvel movie. I know the MCU is not in the same place it used to be, but still, the fact that like such a juggernaut just came out and the film still put up a good fight despite losing all of like its IMAX screenings to said movie, like that, this is something you do not see. Like, if this was a 40% drop, this would still be incredible, but it dropped less than 30. That, oh my, I am flabbergasted in the best possible way. And because of that, it is now just 20 million away from the $200 million milestone domestically. That just, wow. If this was like near the end of its run, again, astonishing, bravo, I'd be sending the flowers, but we're already here and it's only on its 3rd week. Like, how much further can this movie go at this point? Like, this is showing no signs of, I know I sound like a broken record, but this has been an unbelievably astonishing, stupendous, spectacular performance that I don't think we will see for a long time. Like, I'm sure a couple movies here and there later this year will surprise, but not to this degree. And it's also getting better internationally. Not as strong as it is in the States, but internationally it's starting to pick up the steam a bit, and it's causing the movie to inch closer to $250 million worldwide. Again, not bad for a $90 million movie, as it's already more than doubled its production budget, and I think it's safe to say it'll crack 300 million worldwide if it can keep going at the rate it's going. I don't know what else to say, man. It's done so well, I'm running out of things to say about it, but like, what else is there to say? This movie has defied all of the odds, every last one of them. It has just been an astonishing run to watch these past couple weeks. Very happy this movie has done as well as it has. And finally, let's end the video off with the number 1 movie of the weekend, which was Thunderbolts, opening with $74 million this weekend domestically and $160 million worldwide. Of course, being the first film of the summer, it is already the biggest opening of the summer and the biggest film of the summer. It will be interesting to see how long it will hold out those records for. My bet is that it will only hold them up until Memorial Day, when Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. But continuing, it is the second biggest opening for a superhero movie this year, sitting behind Captain America: Brave New World. It is also the 3rd biggest opening of the year overall, topping Sinners and Snow White, but still sitting behind, once again, Captain America: Brave New World and a Minecraft movie. And in terms of the MCU, it was able to top Eternals and the first Ant-Man, but it still sits behind Ant-Man and the Wasp and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, in terms of just starting the summer and just continuing the solid streak we've been seeing for the box office this year right now with Minecraft and Sinners, obviously this is a good weekend for sure. Another movie pulling in over $40 million on its own. That's stupendous. The fact that this was able to start the summer at 70 million, also great, and certainly a better start to the summer than Fall Guy was last year. If you're a movie theater owner or just a movie theater chain, you are probably very satisfied with how this movie did this weekend. With that being said, I would say this is a good opening. Not great, not stupendous, but good, given the fact that it's based off of characters that not too many people are aware of, the fact that it's a $180 million budget and it's already made majority of that back worldwide, and it seems like people are enjoying the movie thus far. This seems like a good enough start. I don't think Marvel was expecting this movie to explode. I don't think they were even hoping it would explode to a certain degree, but I think they're probably pretty satisfied with how this movie has turned out. It didn't need to really explode or reach the heights of something like Deadpool or Guardians of the Galaxy. It just kind of needed to get people interested enough to go check it out and tell people, and I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm not sure if it's gonna fully work out as they envision it, because I'm sure they were thinking, okay, it's probably going to open small, but it's going to expand because, like I said, people like it, but they're not loving it. This is not another Sinners, unfortunately, where the astonishingly positive reviews really gave this a boost. Like, the reviews were good, critics really liked it, and audiences are liking it as well. This is definitely an improvement over Brave New World, Quantumania, Thor Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange, as it got an A- on Cinema Score, which is actually kind of a rarity for the MCU. Only 4 other movies prior to this got the A- Cinema Score: Incredible Hulk, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Widow, and Thor: The Dark World. So, and I think it's safe to say, given the openings, I'd say best case scenario, this performs similar to Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is funny because a key cast member in this movie was also the antagonist of that movie. I think that's a safe bet for this movie. It's got some competition, but not like direct competition, so I think the word of mouth will help it out. Again, I see people talking about it, people saying that they enjoy it, but I don't know if it's going to have the stronghold something like Guardians of the Galaxy or Deadpool and Wolverine had, where those movies just really took off. Like, remember, Guardians had it made 100 million on its opening, but people were still concerned, like, is this good enough? But the word of mouth just transcended and it really took off. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I think this movie has a chance of legging out. Again, people seem to be liking it. I see people talking about the end credits stinger, and it certainly got a reaction out of my audience, so I think that's going to help it out as well. But yeah, I don't see this movie becoming like the next Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't think it's going to reach those heights, if you know what I mean. I just don't think the word of mouth or the response has been that positive or that grand, to say the least. So yeah, I'm gonna say this is good. As far as openings go, it's a good start. It's not bad. It's not like it doesn't spell doom and gloom. It's not like a hugely expensive Marvel movie. This is still very expensive, but it's not like a hugely expensive Marvel movie. These aren't like really popular characters, and people seem to be liking the movie. But compared to like the grand scheme of the MCU, you would kind of hope it would have probably shot higher, especially with the much stronger reviews for this than Captain America. But still, I would say this is good. Not great, not stupendous, but good. That's why we have the asterisks in the title. So yeah, I'd say as far as starting the summer off, it did its job. It got the summer off to a strong start. As for the movie itself, definitely going to be interesting. Hopefully it legs out better than the cinema score indicates, probably like what Minecraft has done. It's not going to reach the heights of Minecraft, but like something similar in that vein, because I do think they were they were hoping for a bit more of a stronger turnout for this movie, or stronger positive response towards this movie. But still, not a bad opening, I would say. And those were your top 5 domestic box office results for this weekend, and normally this would be the part of the video where I discuss the upcoming new wide releases and seeing where they would land in the top 5. but it doesn't seem to be a big weekend for new movies. There are a couple, but they are very low on people's radar. I know Clown in a Cornfield comes out this weekend. I know Shadow Force comes out this weekend, but given the minimal marketing I've seen for either film and the lack of buzz I've seen for either film as well, Clown in the Cornfield feels like it's playing to its own niche audience, but still nothing big I've seen in terms of buzz. I doubt these movies are gonna really like break out or something. They'll probably enter the top 5 but not do too much damage, so not expecting much out of this weekend. It's probably just gonna be another weekend just seeing where the big 3 hold. But if something does really affect the top 5, I'll be sure to discuss how those movies do, as well as the rest of the movies that land in the top 5 on the next Box Office Chat. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Box Office Chat. What did you all think of the results? Were you satisfied, unsatisfied? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.